Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Faking Culture. Tonight we've got a little departure from the norm. We're actually going to be faking some culture this evening. And Jeff, how are we going to do that?
All on a budget.
That's right. You got a hot lady wanting to come over. She's been seeing your pictures posted on Facebook. You need to cook for her. Well, you finally get that phone call and she says, yes, I'm going to stop by, and you're broke. What do?
You go to Dollar General.
That's right. Every single thing we're cooking this evening was purchased at Dollar General. We're going to get down to the breakdown in a minute. Stay tuned for this. You're not going to want to miss it. So this is what you need. First of all, you need your favorite beverage. Have a sip. So, you're out a few weeks ago, you meet a chick at a bar, you exchange phone numbers. Eventually she finds you on Facebook. They all do. And so then she's been seeing all these pictures of this bomb-ass food that you've been cooking. Who doesn't do that? So eventually it comes time. You've asked her out a couple times. She said no. And then she's made some comments on all of your food pictures. So you go, you know what? Maybe she doesn't like chilies. Maybe she's definitely not a Taco Bell chick. But let me just cook you. See, now I'm telling my secrets here. Because oh shit. Okay, so anyway, let me cook you some dinner tonight. You can come on over, I'll cook you dinner, it'll be a great time. The only problem is, you get to the store, or you check your banking account before you go to the store and you realize you're broke. Then what do? Jeff, what do?
You go to Dollar General.
That's right. You go to Dollar General. You know why? Because Dollar General now has grocery stores, for the least part, inside of their stores. So we looked around, Jeff and I, what can we cook? Some kind of gourmet meal we can cook of nothing but Dollar General purchased food. Well, Jeff, what did we come up with?
We came up with chicken Alfredo.
He's not wrong. Chicken Alfredo with a little bit of broccoli in it. We're gonna garlic knots. We're gonna do some garlic knots. Yep. We got a little trick for those. Everything's super simple. Let's get down to it. This is what you're gonna need. All you're gonna need $16 at Dollar General. 16. That's $16.
I thought it was 13.
Well, if you don't include the 3 hot rolls that I purchased while I was looking for the sauce in the toy aisle, this is what you're going to get for your $13 and change. You're going to get some fettuccine. You're going to get some croissant. 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 You're going to get some Alfredo sauce. We didn't do any Alfredo sauce. What we did, if you can read this, roasted garlic parmesan Alfredo sauce. In addition to that, we also got, did you know that you could purchase frozen chicken breast and frozen broccoli all at Dollar General? Now, see, we got this idea, by we, I mean me, a few weeks ago. Because I was looking at Dollar General, got a new produce section. They kind of upped their game with their grocery department, if you will. Ironically, nothing we purchased, Jeff, did it come from the new section?
Not a single thing.
Nothing. Now, if we were making a BLT, we could have got some stuff from that section. We're not.
They did expand the frozen section as well, which is why they have that.
He's not wrong. All right, so we got from the expanded frozen section, chicken breast. Now, if you look, it says no antibiotics ever. I don't know what they mean by that. No added hormones or steroids, no preservatives. I still don't think that this is a whole chicken breast. I still believe that it's processed. It may not be. It's thin cut, kind of like cutlets. We're gonna get to cooking. Now, some of the things that you should always have in your kitchen ready to go, if you like to entertain women that like to eat, it's just some, seasoning stuff. We got some butter. We got a little bit of a little Parmesan block. That's a sliver off of one. We're going to grate that on top. And then we got a little bit of garlic here. I'm going to put my fingers all over it so you can't see exactly what's going on here. But we got some garlic cloves. You're going to see what we're going to do with that here in just a second. Now it's time to have a sip of your favorite beverage and get to cooking. Okay, we got our noodles done. Little fettuccine noodles, we got already off camera. We already took care of that. We figured you didn't need to know how to see that because you can only fake it so much. And if you don't know how to boil noodles, well, she shouldn't be coming over anyway. So next we're gonna make some Alfredo sauce. We bought Alfredo sauce. We are gonna spice it up a little bit though. So here's what we're gonna do. We got our pan, it's already warm. Let's put some garlic in this. I think, squeeze that in there. Get that off. You're gonna hear it sizzle a little bit because our pan is already hot. A little bit of avocado oil, just to get the juices flowing. You mince your garlic, you put it in. You want to wait until you can smell that garlic before you do anything else. Just get that going, get that little sizzle going, right? Jeff, you smell it?
I smell it.
I smell it. All right. Now let's take our secret family recipe, Alfredo sauce. Just go ahead and dump it in. Maybe the oil was not a good idea. Jeff, did you see that?
I did see that.
I think we got a little too much heat on this puppy is what happened. Get that to a simmer. Now we're gonna clean the stove. Your job's gonna be cut out for you this episode, Jeff, because I'm just gonna roll with it and just cook. I'm just gonna cook. We're gonna get this on the back burner. We're gonna let our sauce simmer. We got our garlic that's in it. We've got our Alfredo sauce that's in it. The only things that we're lacking right now is our garlic knots, which we need to make. So I think we're gonna make our garlic knots next. Once you get that heated up just a little bit, let's put a little bit of Parmesan in it. I'm sure there's already some in it, especially since it's roasted garlic Parmesan.
It's in there.
It's like Prego.
It's in there.
It's in there.
Pop, look, it's in there. And you need... Look, it's in there.
But we're going to put a little bit of extra. Just shred a little bit more. Doesn't take much. A little goes a long way. Try not to slip off and scuff your knuckles. Parmesan, it's in there. Give it a little stir. We're going to put it back on the heat, let it simmer, and then we're going to make some garlic knots. Take your croissants. This actually rolls out into an entire sheet. So here's what we're going to do.
I think you're supposed to use the corner of the counter.
Oh. It popped open. I think you're right. It's not working, Jeff. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start where the little thing says peel me. Nope, we got it. So what you want to do, you want to start out by, I think it's sitting out for as long as it did. Kind of fucked that up. Bang it on the counter. Guess what? It's open. Peel it on open. We're going to roll this out on a cookie sheet because we're going to do something special to it. We're going to make garlic knots out of croissants. It's kind of like making lemonade out of lemons, only I hate lemons. Make sure you do not grease your pan. We're going to take this and just roll it out into a big sheet. Once we can find, sheet. Where does it start, Jeff? I got it. I got it. Just roll this thing out. See? And you can see the perforations where you're supposed to cut them out individually to make your croissants. We're just going to set this out here. Fill in the gap, which should come later. Well, hopefully you come later. Set this off to the side because in the meantime, we have another saucepan that's been getting warm. It's been on the stove. We're going to introduce some more garlic. Get that in there. You can hear it sizzle just a little bit. It's off the heat, so you might not hear it so much. Never use raw garlic without heating it up just a little bit. So put this off to the side. Let's get some heat to this garlic. It needs a little bit of oil though. We're going to do a little bit of oil. Get that in there. You can start to hear it. You can start to smell it. Don't forget to give your sauce a little stir. Because all you're doing with the sauce, it's already made. So you're just basically getting it warm. You're letting that garlic kind of infuse into the sauce, which is already kind of there, but we've made a little bit more into it. And that's what we did, Jeff. We put garlic in our garlic sauce. Remember when I said that was actually supposed to be for the butter? Now we know. All right, so we got a little bit of sizzle action here. Now we need butter. Let's get our butter out. Put a lot of butter in it. Let's just go. I think that's going to be enough butter. Get all your butter right here. You already got the garlic infused. Throw a little bit of butter in here. Throw it back on the heat. You got your butter, you got your garlic. It's on the stove. We're gonna melt that down because that is gonna be what we use to make garlic knots. I don't know what I'd do without him. When you make croissants, you're gonna basically tear in the perforations, roll them up in a little croissant. You're gonna bake them for about 9 to 12 minutes at 375 degrees. We're gonna make garlic knots. You know what I'm thinking, Jeff? Now that I'm thinking about this?
Oh.
We don't want our garlic knots to flatten out, right? Let's give them something to sit in. So let's go ahead and brush our dough. We've already got our melted butter with our garlic in here. We're just gonna brush it. We gotta make garlic knots. So, you know, we gotta get a little bit of garlic and butter on here. Now I believe these are probably already infused with butter, so these might be extra buttery. That's okay. That's okay. Get some of that garlic in there. Garlic's not going to stick to the pot, but that's okay. We do have the infusion of the garlic in there. Now, we're going to all learn together right now how to make a garlic knot. Or we're going to make a few. Let's use the perforated cuts. Let's see here. Let's move this out of the way. I mean, you're going to have to like fold it over,
Under
and over, and under, and around. I think the key is that the texture is going to be there where you want layers in your garlic knot. We don't really know though, so we're going to find out here shortly. So what are we doing? We're folding. We're just making some random folds. I think it's going to be the play. Just random fold it, stick it in your pan. I think we're going to have a couple extra ones that do not go in our muffin pan, which we're using now. That was a little audible that we called. You could make a garlic knot and just literally just knot it up. Let's try one like that, Jeff. Let's just knot it up.
Mash it.
Just mash it together and see what happens. Because now I'm curious.
And then split that into.
Oh, make two big ones.
Yep.
Let's make. Yes.
Two big ones.
Two big ones. Two big ones for us. The little ones for everybody else. Right? Just random. Fold over. Mash around. Stick it in. Now that may differ our cooking time because we've got, it's much thicker now. And we've got two that are different size than the other ones. We're going to see how that works. But, garlic knot. Throw it in the pan. You throw it in the oven, 375 degrees. We're going to be right back and we're going to cook some fucking chicken. Next up is the chicken. This is uncooked, frozen chicken breast, thinly sliced as the package stated, from Dollar General. Now, one thing you're going to want to pay attention to is it's going to have a little bit of ice crystals on it right here. So you don't want to use too much oil on your pan, but you do want to use some form of lubrication. So we're going to just put a little bit of this on here. We're going to spread it around a little bit. And the one thing that you cannot do is season it while you have that ice layer on. So we're going to have to put it on first. Let it cook a little bit on one side. Flip it, season that side, flip it back over, and we'll just go through the process. So this is how easy this is. We got our flat top. Add your chicken to it. We're going to let that side cook a little bit. It's already cooking pretty good. We've got the heat on low. Let's flip it over, season it, put it back on. Now we get that ice melted. Doesn't look like much right now, folks, but I'm telling you what. Well, I really don't know what I'm telling you because I've never had this before. But we're going to find out. A little Italian seasoning. Flip them back over. This is supposed to take about 20 minutes or so, depending on your heat. We're using our cast iron flat top. We're just going to let it go. We're going to let that sizzle a little bit. We're going to flip it back and forth. We've got our instant read thermometer so we can check it because it is uncooked. You want to make sure you get to at least 165 in the middle before you pull it off. Once we do that, we're going to slice it up. We're going to build our dish and we're going to be ready to go. Don't forget your broccoli. Steam in the bag, easy as peasy. Yeah, that works. We're going to throw it in the microwave. Depending on the settings of your microwave or how strong or not strong it is or the wattages of it, we're going to go right in the middle. It says between 5 and 6 minutes for low and high. We're probably right in the middle somewhere. We're going to go 5.5 minutes. Read the instructions. It has to be laying a certain way. There's a vent in the bag that's going to open up to let it do its thing. 5.5 minutes. Let it sit for 2 minutes. Let's get that going while the chicken's on. Always, never forget, have a sip of your favorite beverage in between. We've had the chicken here on the grill, cooktop, flat top, whatever you want to call it. Oh wait, favorite beverage. We've got them seasoned. You got to get them unfrozen on the outer edges at least before you throw your seasoning on it. We've already flipped them a little bit. Let's take a look, see where we're at. We got a little nice little golden brown going, a little crust. I like that. We're gonna let them keep going. It's been about what, 8, 9, 10 minutes, give or take.
10 minutes.
Package said 20 minutes. We're gonna let them run 20 minutes. Well, actually, we're not. We're just gonna take them off when they're done. But we're getting from the feel of them. They're no longer frozen in the middle, but they're still probably pretty cold and raw. So we're gonna let it run its course. We're gonna check them here with our instant read thermometer here in just a second. We'll be right back. Sounds like our broccoli is done. We're gonna let that rest 2.5 minutes. We'll be back for the chicken in just a second. All right, our chicken is now done. We've already reached an internal temperature of 165. We're gonna pull these off. We're gonna be setting these off to the side because now we have to build our plate. We have to build our plate for our date. So don't forget, you still got a hot chick coming over tonight. So you don't want to f this part up. This is the most important part. All right, everybody. Everything's ready. It's time to get the chicken sliced. It's time to get this plated. Because, you know, when she gets here, you want to be able to blow her mind as soon as she walks in the door. So that way she can... Well, never mind. Anyway, this is what we're going to do now. Let's slice some chicken. You just want to cut it into thin little strips. Nothing too thick. Nothing too crazy. You just want to get a little bit of chicken in there. It's going to kind of pull apart. Now this chicken, I had suspicion earlier that it was not an actual chicken breast. On the package, Jeff, I believe it said something about with rib meat.
Rib meat and broth.
So I'm kind of thinking rib meat's code, industry code for chicken
Processed.
byproduct leftovers. So I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It looks like it's got some. I don't know. Maybe it's. Who knows? We'll see. Slice your chicken up. Don't cut your finger off. We're gonna leave this one be. Now it's time to build. We're gonna put our noodles down. I'm thinking noodles, chicken, broccoli, sauce. Noodles, chicken, broccoli, noodles, chicken, broccoli, sauce. Let's get some of these noodles here. Set them down in the middle of your plate, just as so. Let's try to get our hand off of it. Get some more noodles. We're gonna rest it just like so. Look at that steam coming off of this fettuccine noodles that we got going on, right? Let's just wrap that one around just for continuity's sake. We're gonna set this right on top. Now we're gonna do a little bit of chicken on top. We're just gonna lay it down just as such. You wanna kind of cover like a kind of a top layer, kind of almost like you're building a casserole, but you're not. You're gonna hope her ass does roll while you build this casserole. That's not a casserole. The innuendos in this episode, given that it's a date dinner, has been... I wait till the outtakes, because most of this shit doesn't need to be on the reel. But a little bit of chicken right on top, right? Broccoli. Ooh, that's a hot potato still. Oh, it's dripping. It's always nice to get it moist right before your date. The broccoli. We're just going to cut the bag. Let's do a little bit. I don't know if I can grab that, Jeff. Let's do it. Ooh, that's still hot. A little more right here. Booyah. Another one right here. Now it's time for the sauce. We're gonna take it and we're just gonna drizzle it on top. We're gonna see how this looks on camera. It's a little on the thick side. You know, as they say, stay home if you're sick, come over if you're thick. Isn't that the new motto for COVID? I don't know. Something like that. Let's just get some more sauce. We're just gonna kind of pan it around. You want to kind of coat everything. You want to keep in mind as well that there's a lot of noodles on the bottom of this. And while this looks great for presentation purposes, you may need to add a little bit more once you mix it up a little bit. But I'm kind of liking the way this looks, other than the little bit that I dripped on the side of the plate there, but that's okay. Nobody's perfect. If she expects you to be perfect, just send her ass right back out the door. That'll be fine. Now, the icing on the cake. Spread a little Parmesan on top. Just for, dramatic effect. We like to be dramatic around here. That's done. Now, you know what you need now? Don't forget your garlic knots. These actually came out, I think, pretty damn good.
I think so too.
Look at these. They look like garlic knots, Jeff.
And you just balled them up.
Exactly. Just balled them up. We're going to just lay these right here. But you know what I think they need? A little bit more garlic butter on top. We're going to add a little bit of extra garlic butter right on top. Just kiss it. Let it run off the side if you can see that. And I've got a trick. And Jeff was like, what are you going to do with that? Well, I haven't used it in a while. So once you get your garlic butter on, if you really want to bring out the big guns and impress her, wait till she walks in the door to do this. Let's just kiss the top of these. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. Oh. Completely game changer right there, Jeff. You see? Crust it up. You got a little bubblage action, little bubbly action going on. Set this off to the side. Don't set on anything that'll melt because the tip is hot. Just the tip's hot though.
That's what she said.
Let's hope. You hear that? I think my date's rolling in. Oh, hey.
So what do we eat tonight?
Well, I really wanted to impress you. I went to the meat market and I got some fresh chicken.
Nice.
Went to the produce stand. I got some nice broccoli, hand-picked.
Nice.
Made some garlic knots with some dough. This yeast I've never used before, but I think it's going to turn out okay. A little bit of garlic. And my friend Lorraine, she gave me her secret family recipe of some Alfredo sauce.
Sounds like you went all out for me.
I did. So hopefully you go all out for me.
Maybe. I have to taste it first.
Oh, well, let's get to it. All right, everybody. We're glad you stuck around this long. It's time to actually eat this. We appreciate you sticking around through we don't know what we were doing. We just did it. We did make a cheap meal, under $14. Actually, it's less than that, because by servings, it's less than $7 for 2 servings. So you got enough. If you got another chick stopping by the next day, you could do this 2 days in a row. You've already perfected the first night. Let's eat. Let's see what it's like. All right, let's get some of this on here. Little chicken, little broccoli, little noodle.
It does look good.
I don't know, will that fit in your mouth? I'm still on the date jokes, so.
It should.
There you go. I think it's gonna be rather garlicky.
That's really freaking good.
Ooh.
That's really freaking good.
I'm not saying do it. If you have to do it, this is definitely not a bad alternative or a plan B to having to cook dinner for somebody and doing it very cheaply. This actually, this is, and it doesn't look, I mean, it looks, I mean, that's definitely Olive Garden quality.
Yes. I would eat that before I'd eat an Olive Garden.
I concur. I eat a Taco Bell for the Olive Garden. But, this is what we got. Oh, you know what? Uh-oh.
Oh, they come up good. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
Mmm.
I like my stuff doughy.
We talked about that last episode, and that is perfect.
And that's how this came out. But it's not like biscuity. It's got garlic. It's got, maybe it needed more crust on the outside. This is really good. I'm never making croissants again. I need this for breakfast. For sure. Imagine that with some sausage and shit. Oh my God. All right. Jeff, you know what time it is?
Time for a shot.
We need a shot.
What are we doing shots up today?
We're taking a little bit of break from our Irish porn stars. By taking a little break from our Irish porn stars, what I mean is we once again forgot to get the stuff to make Irish porn stars. So, Brittany, when you see this, we appreciate and love you. We're glad you had some Bacardi laying around. We're going to do a shot of Bacardi.
At least we didn't drink the whole bottle this time.
Well, technically, this is the last of the bottle.
Oh, is it? Oh, so sorry.
You spoke too soon. Cheers. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. We know we're idiots. We just want you to tell us what we did right, what we did wrong. We want to hear what you want us to do next. We're open to everything. We could do some role playing. We could do some costumes. What do you guys want to see? You let us know. You guys want us to cook something? You tell us that too. Leave it below. We're gonna have a shot. Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch.
Excellent day. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.